Hey everyone, and welcome to a long overdue installment of Johnny Consciousness. A lot going on in the world today. A lot of people are reading on the world and Iran war, and I understand all that. It's bad, but I'm encouraged by. What am I encouraged by? There's been no full-scale war again. That doesn't do justice or do anything. So I would just continue to do what I'm doing, praying and being positive and doing my best to let my light shine when I go out to others. But what captures my interest right now is this whole disclosure thing. I've looked at a few files and seen a few YouTube videos. I've gone to the Department of War, ridiculous, and checked out some things. But I kind of agree with this DefenseScoop.com. It's about all things in the Department of Defense. It's a long article. It's 14 minutes long to read it out loud. But here's the summary. The Trump administration released its first batch of declassified files revealing reports of unidentified aerial phenomenon. While the release marks a step towards transparency, experts criticize the lack of context and metadata, making independent analysis difficult. Despite the limited new information, the release brings the UAP issue into mainstream national security disclosure. I read some of the article. I'll admit I didn't read all of it. I kind of breezed through it. But these are the paragraphs that stuck out to me, and I just want to share them with you. This is a quote. For those of us in the UAP research community, the newness of the data in this first tranche is underwhelming. I agree with that. Said Grant Lavik. Much of it is a compilation of documents that have been in the public domain for decades. I agree with that statement as well. Lavik is a UAP researcher from Australia, I've never heard of him, who has actively filed information and records requests with multiple governments for years. In his view, the story isn't necessarily the content, but the process of official acknowledgement. The first Pursue release, he noted, drags the UAP issue out of the fringe and into the mainstream of national security discourse. Another paragraph following that said, America's whole of government approach, Lavik said, stands in stark contrast with Australia at this time. He warned that the transparency gap between the two nations on UAP disclosure is becoming untenable. Lavik noted that while the Trump administration continues to elevate this topic as a serious matter, the Australian Department of Defense has steadily argued against diverting resources to the issue. As an Australian researcher, the unresolved reports from the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command and Papua New Guinea PNG are the clear standouts, he told Defense Scoop regarding the first Pursue trove. These records indicate observations of UAP close to Australian shores, highlighting just how much of a global issue this is, unquote. Now, if you see my videos, and especially my early ones, my story about UFOs and UAPs over my backyard, waking me up, literally. This topic is very close to me. I'm in the process of writing all about all my experiences, so I'm going to save all that for later. So let's just take a look at tarot. what it says about the issue of disclosure that the U.S. government is doing. And for this, since it's so contemporary subject, I'm using the Marvel Tarot deck. And I was just delighted to find these. This is by the Rizzoli Universe. And I'd like to acknowledge the artists and the ones who also did the font, because this is, from the Marvel comic universe, which is now translated into movies and such. So let me just, if I can, I guess I should have been better prepared. Oh, it's right here on the back. It says, look into the future with this lavishly illustrated tarot deck featuring newly commissioned artwork of the Marvel Comics canon. Art by Lily McConnell, Text by Sinlex Barwick. So there you go. So I've cleansed and I've prayed already to ask for guidance. So I think I'm just going to pull a traditional 3-card first. And then if it warrants, we'll go further. But I'm thinking, well, let's just see what happens. Please tell us about the U.S. government's disclosure. U.S. government's disclosure. It's really windy out here today. I'm in Northern California. Red flag warning, so I just hope no wildfires start. And I don't know if you all saw the news about the air show in Idaho, the collision. I pray those pilots are okay. That was insane. Everything's on video. Look it up. Okay, back to the UFO disclosure. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, in the past, this is where it usually represents the past. This is the Page of Swords. This character in Marvel Comics, I believe, is called Spider-Ghost Gwen, of Gwen Stacy, as in Peter Parker, Spider-Man's first girlfriend, who tragically died at the hands of the Green Goblin. Anyway, that's my nerd in me. So look at her. She's all excited. She's jumping up and down. And I think since she's a page and she's of swords, this is the military, Department of Defense. I think multiple things are going on here. They're not jumping up and down with joy. They're jumping up and down with, wait a minute, stop. Let's stop this right now. She has a mask on. We want to keep everything under wraps. So the military-industrial complex is not happy with this outcome. The second card we get is a good card. This is what's going on right now. This is the Ten of Swords. Interestingly, it's the military as well. This is called the Excalibur, King Arthur fame, all the good stuff. Integrity, light, illumination, goodness as opposed to evil, morality, a solid leader. The opposite of what our leader is. So this is a little confusing to me, to tell the truth. But I think what this is saying is there's good information in here, hidden. And like the Excalibur sword, only King Arthur could pull that sword out of that rock. And I think it's the same sort of thing. Only certain people digging into this material will see the truth behind all this data without any analysis. Now the last one we get, interestingly, is for the future, and this is the Five of Wands. And this, of course, is what they call in the Marvel Universe the Zodiac Key, but it's reversed. Now, in traditional tarot and this is by, what do I want to call it? This is Golden Tarot. By Cat Black. My Violetta uses these. That's how I got the idea to use these as well. So this is a traditional Five of Wands, and this is the Marvel Five of Wands, and reversed. So what we got here is someone walking away. I think this might represent maybe the American public or the world public just saying, give us a break. Give us the real deal. So, Spirit has guided me to do a kind of a more, I call it cohesive or whole reading with 10 cards. I know that's a lot, but it's fun, and I like to do it. Oh, before I go on, though, if I didn't say it already, I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers. This channel has gone from 40 plus subscribers to over 200. And I want to thank also all my original subscribers. And a special shout out to Linda B. You know who you are. She's occasionally comments, and she's been sticking with me and my content for a while now. Also, on the horizon, I have more videos. I've been filming myself a lot, just doing mundane tasks to see if the orbs come around. They especially seem to like to come when I'm driving. Not all the time, but they do, and there's some interesting ones. It just takes a little while to process, but I'll get them up there. They'll probably come out as shorts. So what were we looking at? Oh, we're looking at the UAP. Yeah, tell us about the UAP disclosure from the U.S. government. One more shuffle. Okay. I think I'll be good. So give me a second to set it up. Like I said, it's 10 cards. Do the first 3 like traditional, and then we expand it all. And I'll just draw 4 more to start out. We may not need them, but we may as well too. Okay, I think that's good for now. Oh, the wind died down, that's good. First one we come out with is the Queen of Wands reversed. The Queen of Wands with a big stick and she's reversed. Now this is Ironheart. That's who this lady is in the Marvel Universe. She's very intelligent. She was able to back engineer Iron Man's armor, and she calls herself Ironheart. That's the extent of my knowledge of this tarot character in the Marvel Universe. Now, as you can see, she's standing upright. She's not really taking action. She's kind of looking things over, but she's reversed. So, to me, that indicates maybe the government didn't think this through, or Trump didn't think everything through. Then here we have the Queen of Cups, and believe it or not, this woman's name is Eileen Green, and she's called Squirrel Girl. That's the extent I know of her. I should look her up more. But in the Golden Tarot, this is the Queen of Cups. When I first saw this, I thought she was throwing a football. But she's waving. She's a mother. She has that mother energy. And this has a mother energy to it. And mothers are protective. etc. So what does that say about this whole thing with disclosure? I would say Mother says, be happy that all this stuff is coming out. But at the same time, be wary. Then we have another mother. This is the Invisible Woman from the Fantastic Four, Sue Storms. And in tarot, she is the Empress. So whenever I see this card, I think of the divine feminine. And I sense the same thing when I see orbs. As it relates to this UAP, I'm just going to park it for a minute and see how that relates. I think this would relate just looking at the Invisible Girl and what she does. Not especially that she can be invisible. I think Tarot's telling us, just like that article I read earlier, that we're not getting all the data. And a lot of they're showing stuff, but a lot of the stuff remains invisible. And like the Epstein files, what happened to those, by the way? That's what's going on here. Not everything's being released. Now here we have the Seven of Wands in the Marvel Universe. This is the helmet of the Valkyrie. And the Valkyrie in the Marvel Comics is, I believe, the wife or girlfriend of Thor, the god of thunder. And his girlfriend's secret identity's name was, God, I just had it. I just had it in my head. It's gone. Well, anyway, he had a girlfriend. I believe she was a nurse. Her name was Betty, I think. That was Spider-Man. Well, anyway, she became the Valkyrie. And she was always fighting. As we can see in the Golden Tarot, the traditional card, there is some fighting going on. And I think this is what I spoke to earlier when I did the 3-card reading, is the military-industrial complex is not on board with this idea, and they're probably sabotaging it as we speak. And they might even blame it on another country. These files might even get hacked. Next, we have the Three of Cups, which, again, in the Marvel comic universe, these two fellas, this is Luke Cage, aka Power Man. I don't know how he got his powers, but he's basically like a Superman as far as invulnerable. He's invulnerable. Doesn't fly or anything like that, but he loves rescuing the underdog. And this guy is his best friend, Tony Rand. I think his name Tony. No, Danny Rand. He's the son of some billionaire, and he's also a martial arts expert known as the Iron Fist. And they often team up together in the Marvel Universe and work together towards a common goal of making the world a better place. But it's reversed. So I think it again goes right back to here, that things are being sabotaged from the military-industrial complex that we don't see. All right, the next card we have is the World. I think that's obvious. This character from Marvel is Captain Marvel herself. She's almost an omnipotent being who goes around the universe saving planets and etc. She's really up there. You can check out her movie. I think it's called Captain Marvel. At any rate, she represents the world. And so I think the world is really watching these files. And going right along with that is the the Ace of Cups. And I think this goes along with Squirrel Girl, saying, things are being disclosed. It's a good thing. And this is water. It's frozen. So perhaps usually this means the Ace of Cups, some sort of revelation or some sort of gift. And in this case, the water is frozen because the hand giving it is Iceman of the X-Men, who's able to turn it into ice and throw ice balls, etc., all this stuff. At any rate, I think what Daryl's saying here is, yeah, this is a gift to us, but it's frozen in time, meaning they're picking and choosing which things they're going to show to us. That's the military-industrial complex. So I figure I may as well draw the last 3 cards. It'll be fun just to see what's going on. Oh, now we have another major arcana. This is the Magician. In this case, it's Doctor Strange. I highly recommend this movie. He's a master of the mystical arts. I think his master of the mystical arts says it all, and that's what he does and who he is. And I think this again refers to be cautious, because the military-industrial complex really doesn't want this stuff out. So take everything with a grain of salt and know that not all of it's there. And the final card, oh, nope, not the final card. I'm sorry. I've got 2 more cards. The next one is the King of Cups. This character had a unfortunate end, I believe, in the Marvel Universe, and Thanos killed him, I believe. But anyway, in the Marvel comic universe, he's an android. He's invulnerable with hard skin, and he can phase through anything, and he can fly, all sorts of things. He's very intelligent, kind of like, reminds me of Data in Star Trek Next Generation. He doesn't have any emotions, even though he got married at one point. And again, he represents temperament, goodness, getting the truth out. That's why he's a Cups. So people within the government, despite what the military-industrial complex is doing, there's good people in there trying to get more files out. And the last card we have is the Lovers. And if you don't know who these people are, you've been living under a rock. You had to see these movies. This is Spider-Man and his bride, Mary Jane Watson. And these two are the Lovers. And in this case, they're reversed. And I think who the Lovers represent are the powers that be within these military-industrial complex are working against each other in regards to these files. So that's it, I guess, in a nutshell. What I would say for this reading is be happy it's happening, be grateful it's happening. There is stuff in there for those of you who can pull that sword of truth out of the rock. There's stuff in there still to be analyzed. So let's wait to see what else will come, what the future holds. And that's my episode for now. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and also comment. A lot of other readers on YouTube get questions from their subscribers or their viewers, things you want me to look at, see if I can tap into any answers for you, world events, etc., things like that. Again, Thank you very much. Always let your light shine.